Hi there, this is Steve with stevesdailytarot.com. If you enjoy these readings and messages, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any of the videos. Today is Student Questions Part 1. If you have questions about tarot, please feel free to send an email, send a comment, send a question. In the question corner, we will give our responses to as many as possible, so be sure to let us know what's going on with you. Today I have 4 questions from my students. Question 1, I have heard the term fool's journey, but don't really understand it. What's it mean? Well, let's start with that. The fool's journey is the overall story that is told by the major arcana cards. The Fool, card 0, takes a leap of faith off a cliff and starts down a path of growing and changing and learning. Along the way, he is confronted by teachers, friends, partners, lovers, enemies, all these people that he must contend with in some way or another. His most important battle, though, is with himself, as he is learning and growing and changing. In the end, he wins, and then the entire process starts over again at a higher level. It's like going from grade school to middle school to high school to college to master's degree to PhD. It starts all over again, but at a higher level. This is an age-old story. It's found in all kinds of movies and novels. It's also sometimes called the hero's journey. Think of Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, or Paul Atreides in Dune. These are examples of a hero's journey. Number 2, should you always give the client a positive reading? Only if the cards give a positive message and your spirit guides give a positive message. I know readers that try to take everything that they see in the cards and twist it around so that it becomes positive. I actually saw a question on a tarot site not too long ago that said, is there any way to get a positive reading out of the 7 of Swords? I think you're doing the client a disservice. I know readers that they just kind of say whatever pops into their head, and they're basically entertainers rather than card readers. So that's going on too. The world is not always sweetness and light. All of us go through dark places in our lives, and sometimes it feels like our entire life is a dark place. A professional reader will stick to what the cards are saying and the information provided by their guides and teachers, if they indeed can make that spiritual connection. That's what they're going to give you. The client needs good advice about a situation, not some sugar-coated version. So, I mean, they need something that they can get a good judgment on what to do next. Even though they'd rather have the sugar-coated version, it's not going to help them any. So my advice is to give the true picture to the client, including the options that they have to work with. I personally think that presenting anything less than the real picture is doing a disservice to the client. Number 3, is there a quick way to learn card reversals? Well, sort of. There's a few schools of thought on reading reversals. And number 1 is they mean the same as an upright card, but with less effect and less intensity. Number 2 is they have an entirely different meaning than the upright card. And 3 is they have the opposite meaning of the upright card. I personally do not read reversals. I feel the tarot has more than enough information in the 78 cards without adding more by following an additional process which complicates the reading, confuses the client, and sometimes confuses the reader. I think if you have 78 cards and you're doing, say, a 5-card reading, I don't know what that comes out to. Some of you guys that are good at math and have a calculator can figure this out, but how many different permutations are there in 78 cards on a 5-card reading? A whole bunch. Probably hundreds of thousands of permutations of that. Why do I need more? And the answer is, I don't think I do. So I don't read reversals at all. I have, however, seen beginning readers write keywords on the borders of the cards so that they can use that card when it comes up either right side up or reversed. Question 4. Do I really need to learn the meanings of all 78 cards? Oh boy, I wish I had had a nickel for every time I heard that question. Do I really have to learn all those cards? I don't think I can do that. Well, it depends on what type of reader you are. There are energy readings, which just read the energy of the cards or the energy of the person or the energy surrounding a situation. You have to have a good connection with your guides and teachers to be able to do something like that. There are spirit guide readings, where you basically become a channel for information that the client's spirit guides will give to you and give through you to them. And again, you have to have a really good connection to be able to do that. There are intuitive readings, which is where you use the card as a starting point and just kind of wing it from there. Okay, I'm going to look at this, and this, I see a picture of a dog, and what am I going to do with the dog? A dog means what to me, and intuitive readings. And then there are card-only readings where you stick directly to the quote book meaning, close quote, of the card. If you read the cards only, then yes, you need to learn all 78 of them. That's not really a question, it's there. If, on the other hand, you do energy readings or guide readings or intuitive readings, or you just use the cards as a visual aid device, you can look at the overall image of the card and use it as a starting point for what you are directed to say without learning the book meanings of the cards. To do this, you need to be a fairly experienced reader. You need to be a intuitive or a medium or a psychic. All of these things help you do this. I personally would say start a tarot journal, learn the meanings of the cards at least to some degree, because if nothing else happens, if you go into a reading and you lay the cards down and your spirit guides are on a coffee break, you need to have something to say. You need to have a starting point. I think once you get the starting point, you will then be able to move through that. But start by at least learning the basic meanings of the cards. You could go back to what I said earlier and simply write some of the keywords on the borders of the cards. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this reading, please push the subscribe button, the like button, the share button. If there are any other positive buttons on your screen, push those too. Questions and comments are always welcome. Please feel free to write with them, and we'll try to answer them as they come in. Thank you for watching.